violence or no other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, cyberspace? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
And there's an ongoing murder investigation in Old Bridge. Police were called to Hannah Lane yesterday. A relative found the body of Deborah Brown Hepworth. Police believe she was killed. They are asking anyone with information or surveillance video of that area to give them a call.
So, guys, here is the woman, Deborah, aka Sony Brown Hepworth. You know, auntie vibes, could be your godmother, could be your grandmother. And this woman apparently, for one, she was divested, which still did not save her from the demon time activities in the community. Okay, because it appears that her husband actually passed away in June, as you can see under this photo here. So, guys, he's not the one who took her out. Who probably, the individual that probably took her out was part of the community. And it looks like she worked her whole life to get away from these super gremlins on demon time. And, you know, after her husband passed away, that was the last line of defense for that. And unfortunately, she was found beaten to death in her home. So let's read this article. A woman was found killed in her township home, officials said Monday. On Saturday, just after 11 a.m., a 911 call to Old Bridge Township police reported that a relative had found a 65-year-old woman passed out in her residence. 65 years old. Officers responded to the Hannah Lane home in the Lawrence Harbor section of town and found Deborah Brown Hepworth, who was pronounced dead shortly after. Okay. Other than calling it a homicide, Middlesex County Prosecutor Yolanda Saccone, sounds like a sister, offered no other details on Monday, including a potential cause of death. Anyone with information or surveillance footage of the area has been asked to call Detective Addie Spinola of the Old Bridge Police Department.
NYPD and MTA say crime is down on the subways, even lower than pre-pandemic levels. And they've got the numbers to back it up. But commuters are...
Here they go, fudging these numbers again. They did it in Atlanta, now they're doing it in New York.
Still worried about their safety. Eyewitness News reporter and
By the way, Chico
Jay Burkett has the story.
You just have to be kind of smart about it, be aware of your surroundings.
Riders are still watching their backs after months of relentless headlines about crime in the New York City subway.
I feel a little bit safer, but not as safe as I could. I have to watch my back.
Oh yeah.
Well, the NYPD's chief of department says the reality is far different, that crime is finally falling.
See, they're trying to convince you guys, because I believe there's going to be a stark uproar in crime coming in the very near future. But they're trying to lull you to sleep and make you think, oh, crime was going down for 1 month.
We are making measurable, sustained progress.
Chief Ken Corey told MTA board members that this summer, the overall rate of transit crime fell below pre-pandemic levels.
Crime in transit was 8.6% lower this year than it was in 2019, a difference of 339 crimes.
The chief insists that the department's policing strategies are paying off, adding 350 officers to patrol the system while ordering other officers to conduct station visits while on routine street patrol. Officers are also enforcing so-called quality of life offenses, like panhandling and boarding the trains with piles of trash.
Wow, how do they get all that stuff on there? How did they get all that on there?
smoking, and fare evasion. Chief Corey insisted that homeless outreach has been stepped up.
We now have service providers there. We now have clinicians, and we're getting people the help they need.
Union President Tony Utano praised the department's efforts. Chief Corey's presentation today strongly indicates to us that the mayor is following through on his commitments. End quote. In June, the MTA surveyed riders and found that barely half were satisfied with the subways and that crime was a major factor. One of the crimes most feared by riders is felony assault, which is up 18%.
And we have a lot more work to do. But what I'm seeing right now is measurable, sustained progress.
When asked him specifically whether the worst was over, Chief Corey answered yes without hesitation. Driving down crime was a challenge for the NYPD. Convincing skeptical riders could prove no less difficult.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
All right, guys. So for the last story I have, we're going to be talking about remarks that Fat Joe made about it being okay to rob somebody. It's okay to burglarize somebody. It's okay to put a weapon in someone's face and demand their belongings rather than making an honest living and working hard to get what you deserve, okay? Instead, he empathizes and justifies the actions of the people who murdered PNB Rock with his statement here. So let's listen.
Kill each other. And so what should happen is, I used to stick people up. I used to rob people. Now, I'm being honest. I'm not trying to front for y'all. I'm not against him robbing them.
You heard what he said. He's not against black men robbing other black men. And this is the same Fat Joe who is behind the legislation to make it so that when these rappers rap about their violent lifestyles and violent crimes, the feds cannot use this as evidence against them in the court of law. This is the same Fat Joe, along with a whole host of other rappers, Jay-Z, Meek Mill, and a few others. But he is one of the top ones who is advocating for this change in criminal justice. And now he is advocating for black men to rob other black men. Not to mention he is Puerto Rican, if I'm not mistaken. So he's not even black.
Order them, rob them. Why you gotta kill him?
I agree.
Why you gotta kill him?
Why is the crowd laughing and clapping? Oh yeah, rob him, honey, but don't kill him. It's disgusting. It's abhorrent. It's abominable. This is not something that should be advocated for, justified. These actions should be condemned, but they want Trump to condemn white supremacists. Okay? But we won't even condemn these super gremlins on demon time.
And that's what bothers me. And shouldn't kill each other. And so what should happen is, I used to stick people up. I used to rob people. Now, I'm being honest. I'm not trying to front for y'all. I'm not against him robbing them. Caught him, rob him. Why you gotta kill him?
I agree.
Why you gotta kill him? And that's what bothers me.
And that's the only thing that bothers him. It doesn't bother him that these super gremlins ran up on PNB in front of his family, in front of his girl, in front of all the world to see. Doesn't matter that they did this in broad daylight. It just bothers him that PNB was killed. This guy is a disgrace. It's despicable. He is an evil human being justifying evil actions from these super gremlins on Demon Time.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.